Hi, this is Nancy from Natureworks, and today I'm here to talk about hummingbirds. It's time to really get serious about making sure that your hummingbirds have plenty to eat. Hummingbirds migrate. They come to Connecticut in the spring and then they migrate down south around the beginning to the middle of September. Before they migrate, they need to eat a lot of food, and what they like is nectar from flowers. A really interesting fact, this is jewelweed, which is a native annual. It gets really tall. A lot of you probably recognize it. The hummingbirds begin to migrate from north to south with the blooming of the jewelweed. So once you see this happening, you know they're going to start coming down from Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire towards us. So a lot of times, not only will you have the hummingbirds that live in your yard, you're also going to have hummingbirds traveling through. Which is why it's really good to put out a feeder, even if you haven't had it out all summer. Now, we happen to have the world's best feeder. And what I love about this, there's a couple of things I love about it. It's simple and easy to clean. It's really easy to open, okay? So you just take the top off. Now, you can add sugar water to your feeder, but we have something better. We have hummingbird nectar concentrate infused with wildflowers. We also sell it in the ready-to-use form if you don't want to mix it. But mixing it's easy. You just take off the cap. Like that. Oh, you just lift the cap. See, this is live, right? You lift the cap. And the dilution is 2 parts water to one part nectar. And then so we've got the 2 parts water in here. The hummingbird feeder holds 8 ounces. So you simply fill it up to the 8-ounce mark, which Diane was kind enough to mark for me because I don't have my glasses on.
That's good.
Good, okay. And then you very carefully pour it in. Simple, simple, simple. Now what you don't want to do is pour it in on a slanted surface. Now what you don't want to do is get any in the middle, because the middle is what's called the ant moat. And the ant moat, if ants come down and try and get into the feeder, they'll drown in the ant moat. So once you filled it, you just hang it up. I mean,
so you
really.
fill the ant moat with water.
You fill the ant moat with plain water, right? Easy peasy. And this is washable, and I believe it can go in a dishwasher. Yep. So, I mean, that's the one thing about feeders is you got to keep them clean. But with something like this, you could buy 2, keep one in the dishwasher, 1 out. So that's how you fill it. That's what you use. It's easy to use. We sell both the concentrate and the ready-to-use form. And we also sell this little tiny miniature quickie feeder, which I think I'm going to bring one of these home for my husband because we love to watch the hummingbirds on flowers. And basically, you just follow the instructions. Put on this little nipple here, and you do the instructions and you hang it, and as they drink it, it tips. So yeah, there's nectar in there, kids, right?
Oh.
Yep, just want to show you. So don't squeeze it once you put this on, and just hang it up or hang it on a string or put it in someplace. Like for me, I would put it right where I can see it. Now, the other choice is to do a window feeder. Window feeders are really cool because they just attach to the window with suction cups. So you could be like me, sitting in my office, writing this week's email, and they'd be coming right to a window. So that's also really cool. And these are great gifts. The feeders are great gifts for any occasion, even Christmas time, because people love these feeders. They're clean, they're easy, they're simple, they're not breakable, they're not fancy, they're just easy. Now, the other way to do this is to use plants. And plants are the fun way of doing this. And we have gathered around us a lot of the perennials and shrubs and a few of the annuals that the hummingbirds love. This is Lobelia cardinalis, perennial, native, straight species cardinal flower. To me, it's the #1. I have a chair down near my cardinal flower patch. I have a bunch of them now. And I hear, and I just look over and the hummingbirds go at it. Then they come over to me and they're like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm the one that planted that. And then they go back to the flower and everything's groovy. So that's an August blooming native perennial, and it'll take shade. It'll even take heavy clay soil. Next to it is another amazing hummingbird, and as you can see, bee and pollinator plant called Anise hyssop or Augustica. And the beautiful thing about this is not only does it bloom all throughout July, August, and into September, It's an aromatic. The leaves are licorice mint. The flowers are licorice mint. The flowers are edible. The leaves are edible. You can make tea out of them. Phlox, they love. See, hummingbirds like to be able to come to a flower, hover, and be able to get the nectar out of the center of the flower. I was watching them on the lobelias, and they were just like. So they love that. They love crocosmias, Montbretian lilies, which are, we have them in red, orange, and yellow. They love anything tubular. This is penstemon, midnight masquerade, so it has these beautiful tubular blossoms with burgundy leaves. They love bee balm, and this crop of bee balm isn't blooming yet, but this is the one that everybody's been waiting for. This is raspberry wine, which is a really good color. It's like not quite dark fire engine red and not quite pink or purple. They love abelia, which is a really long blooming shrub. It blooms for like 3 months or more. We have 2 varieties of abelia in stock. Abelias are really great late summer bloomers. And they also love annuals. Things like impatiens, calibracoa million bells, gora, kangaroo paws. They love lantana. They love fuchsias. They love annual salvias. So there's a large range. And the way I work it is I plant annuals in the pots around my deck. My husband and I sit out every evening and we watch for the hummingbirds. They go to sunflowers. I couldn't believe it. They were going to my sunflowers. They go to single dahlias. They go to hibiscus if you have tropical hibiscus. And then I plant the plants, the perennials, in spots in my garden where I'm going to sit. Because you cannot see a hummingbird gardening. If you're doing this, you're not looking for hummingbirds. So you've got to have chairs and benches, especially in August, where you can just sit, take a deep breath, say, I have done a wonderful job with this garden. I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor by sitting down and watching the hummingbirds. So fill your feeder with this wonderful wildflower nectar infused nectar here. Refresh your pots with some annuals that hummingbirds like. Make sure your perennials that the hummingbirds adore and the shrubs are planted in places nearby where you're going to sit and see them. And I guarantee you'll see them. Finally, there is a hummingbird handout, newly updated, and it's on our website. And it tells you all about hummingbirds, things like their eggs are the size of jelly beans, and they spin their nests out of spider web filaments, all those little things that you never knew before. How many times their heart beats a minute and all that jazz. And then on the back is a really nice list of perennials, annuals, biennials, shrubs, herbs, even wildflowers, such as this jewel weed that they love. So you're all set when you come to Natureworks. We're all about education, and we're all about teaching you everything we know and sharing with you all of our wonderful organic plants. So we'll see you soon at the Garden Center. This is Nancy from Natureworks saying bye-bye.